How long do you think mind control and programming have been occurring on this planet? Since day zero. And it existed before any civilization on this planet existed. What type of beings were most involved in controlling and manipulation? Sirius, and who else? Who gave them who did they give the technology to? The reptilians. And Lyrians, yes, absolutely both. And why would a civilization want to program their own people? Number one, perpetuation of the civilization. No deviation from what they want the population to do. That's the overall concept of the reasoning behind it. The continuation of the population, of the civilization, without deteriorating it. Free will would encourage deviation from the original. It's kind of like evolution of civilization. New ideas pop in, new directions, and it kind of go off the track of where it was originally. But if everybody's controlled, they keep it on the same road, same focus. Keep the population insecure and fearful, and when that happens, you will know that you're controllable. If you're insecure and in fear, you will do anything that is told to you to save you. All of the earth, all 6.3 billion people are programmed via subliminal messages from satellites, TV and radio, overhead wires, electrical systems, music, video games, computer games, etc. All of these things have subliminal messages in them that you cannot physically hear, but your brain hears, because it picks up the frequency that's embedded in the carrier waves. Who is chosen for programming? What are the basic requirements? Well, first of all, it's based on the needs of those who program people, the Illuminati, for example. What do they need people to do? Who would best fulfill that function? It is also based on genetics. Now, all people of all races have been programmed. Some specifically, some not. But the most or widest range or highest percentage of programmed people would be those with genetics of blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, green eyes, or any variation thereof. That doesn't mean if you have black hair and brown eyes you're not programmed. It means the likelihood is greater if you are blonde hair, blue eyed, etc. Why? Because those genetics are more easily programmable. What happens to people when they are not programmable? What happens to people when they are of a genetic background that is considered not programmable or not easily programmable, and too much dissidence within that group or species or race? What is the result? Out? Yeah, where is this happening? Africa. Most of Africa is being destroyed. Where else?
Prisons?
Well, yes, but prisons are used mostly for experimentation purposes. Latin America, the Aborigine people, a lot of Asian people, all being eliminated to one degree or another because they're not considered programmable. There is a small percentage that is kept for what? Service people, slaves, etc. Absolutely. The way their genetics are constructed does not allow for mind control programming ways to easily access the mind pattern. Which is also why The Illuminati are seeking to eliminate native peoples wherever they find them, like the American Indian, or like the Aborigines, or etc. Why? Because those people have a greater use of the brain capacity. Remember, humans use 10% or less of their brain. But if you don't know that that's what you're supposed to use, you use more of it. If you're not conditioned to using less, you use what you have. So those people are dangerous, because studying those cultures could make you realize what I'm not doing. So they're being eliminated. What else do they do to people who maybe are necessary but not programmable? You see it happen right today, is on the news weeks ago. What are they doing to those other people? Chips. Putting chips in them. The chips can override mind pattern and tap directly into the nervous system and manipulate brain waves. We're going to learn how that works tomorrow when we look at frequencies and hertz levels, and when we do the parts on technology. They also have created viruses and bacteria over the last 50 years through experimentation that they've injected into people to see what results it would have on the genetics, on the mind, and on the body. That finally led into what we now have as the flesh-eating virus. That was the culmination or result of all these testings of viruses and bacteria on people. It's a perfect weapon to eliminate people. Remember that human life on this planet is not natural. And therefore, this is actually a hostile environment to your body. This planet is dangerous to your health, literally. You did not originally come from here, so it's alien to you. So the viruses and bacteria that exist here, and microplasms that exist here, can cause great damage to your body. And so that can be used as a weapon. If you take that and you enhance it, change the genetics, as in the AIDS virus, for example, then you have a tremendous weapon that can be used against large groups of people.